chat, it's official. We have an actual document, an update, an update of, we'll see it, Jude, an update of organized play. UniVersus Games, UVS Games, set out a little blurb and like, hey, everybody, here's the official documents for what's going on with the thing. Right here it is. And there were a couple rule changes when it came to the formats of regionals that collectively, as a community, myself included, that we did not necessarily like or enjoy. UVS Games, listening to the good people, said, hey, we heard you. We heard there was a complaint and some backlash, so we're going to go back, retool it, retailor it, and we're going to look at what we have and make an official statement that we get to see right now. Premier Play in 2024. So we're going to read this document together. This is my first time having seen the document at all. I have not done any sort of looking, but we're going to go through it together. Can I do this? If I do this, what happens? It gets big, and it doesn't mess with anything. All right, last week on our official Discord, we made some announcements at organized play offerings in 2024, along with the floor rules update. Today, we're here to update the community on some of the modifications to those plans and what we are seeking to accomplish with our play programs this year. The goal of organized play. I think that them starting with the goal of organized play of like this is what we as a company what we want. This is our goal, right? Let's hope that their goal aligns with what we want. The most important thing we aim to achieve with our organized play program is supporting the growth and play at the local game store level. Makes sense. We took a big step in that direction for our 2023 season when we shifted qualifications to our national events to start with local play. The end result was the largest UniVersus tournament in company history. Do you think that this is because of the local play and like having qualifications at locals, or do you think that like just organically the game grew? That's the question. We're building on that success with a regional qualification path that starts at your locals games, and we've already seen fantastic results. Interesting. The first qualifier season for 2024 has seen more game stores participate in scheduling more events than any organized play system we've ever offered. I just got to trust them at their word. Do you live in a region without a local game store to play at? Reach out to. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you don't have a local game store, please email community@uvsgames.com. They are very willing and wanting to help get you into a local game store, or more importantly, a local game store near you. Our ultimate goal with our Premier Play is to showcase the incredible talents of UniVersus players through an aspirational tournament circuit. Our regionals and other title tournaments help us do that by rewarding the players who have performed the best rewarding the players who have performed the best both through qualifying and through specific tournament play. We also want our premier events to feel premier for all attendees. Feel premier for all attendees, which means we added a few specific goals for events like regionals in 2024. We want to end events in a timely fashion. We want to have the best side events we've ever offered to ensure fans they have a blast whether they qualified for the main event or not. So I think that this matters to me a lot as a player. I think that this matters to 80% of the players that matter. And I think this is a very tough sell to believe in without having seen anything. So this at the moment, for at least me personally, is just an empty promise. This means nothing to me. To ensure fans have a blast whether they're qualified for the main event or not. It is going to be so... your regionals will be a success when I am not qualified for the main event. I have no way to qualify for the main event. I can't make my local stores. I can't get the 2 points, yada, yada. And I still travel to said main event. Or I still travel to the regional and not play in the main event. That is how you know that you have a successfully, incredibly amazing regional. This sentence on the screen does nothing for me. It does nothing. I need to be shown that and proven that it is going to be an incredible event. So, ball's in your court. Our original tournament structure allowed for us to focus on ending regionals in a comfortable time frame, but led to some players being concerned whether they wouldn't get to play a complete regional after working hard to qualify it. Ain't that crazy? So we are updating how we manage our Swiss and Top Cut rounds to accommodate that concern in the following ways. Round time length is being set back to 60 minutes during Swiss. That's interesting. I don't think that is that big of a deal of dropping it down to 50, but it does mean that we're going to have to play faster. Any player qualified for regionals may play the entirety of Swiss rounds, which is a crazy thing to say, but if you remember back, it was X minus 3 rounds, and then we would cut off, and the last 3 rounds were only played for the top 32 players. And so if we had a 7-round tournament, anybody who was 33rd or less played for 4 rounds, and then top 32 played the last 3 rounds of the tournament, and then they cut the top 8. Up to 7 rounds of Swiss will take place on day 1. If player population necessitates additional rounds of Swiss, they will take place on day 2. Makes sense. Don't try and jam a bunch of days in. After Swiss is complete, we will make our top cut, which is dependent on the size of the event. See infographic below. Interesting. I guess this means that maybe we don't cut to just top 8, but we'll have to see. And then players who qualify for the top 8 may continue play while everybody else is dropped from the event. Players who qualify for the top cut may continue play while everyone else is dropped from the event. Players who qualify for the top cut may continue play. So if you qualify, you don't have to play. I mean, nobody's forcing you to play. Okay. So it looks like our infographic is nice and simple. If it's 7 rounds, it's 8 players as soon as it hits to 8 rounds. So if we go to the next day, we've got top 16. If we go 10 rounds, it's top 32. Okay. As a bonus, our participants in the main event at regionals will receive a unique coupon for use to play discounted or free side events. This is kind of a big deal. As a bonus, if you make it into the main event, you get a discount on side events. That's huge. That's actually a huge win. That makes me want to play at regionals more, is getting that discount. That's very, very cool. Even if your journey in one event is completed, we want to make you be able to experience the awesomeness, this is a very funny word, that is our continued side events throughout the weekend. This is a very cool thing to do. That is a huge win in my opinion. Limited and Premier Play. At UVS Games, we're operating 1 to 2 years ahead of the real world when it comes to building the UVS collectible card game. That means we're playing sets that have been designed from the ground up to being fun or played limited events like Booster Draft and Sealed Deck. Unfortunately, fans of UniVersus haven't yet seen all the awesome changes coming that help make that case. And that was apparent based on some of your reactions to the announcement that Booster Draft play would be a role at regional events this year. However, here's how we're going to adjust our limited play plan for 2024. This is a big deal. This is them saying, hey, I am doubling down that I believe that draft and sealed play is fun. They know a year and a half ahead, or a year or 2 years ahead of what's happening right now, which is fair. They own the company. They should have behind the scenes stuff. Let's hope it's maybe even more than this. The fact that they doubled down and said, hey, we believe in draft and sealed, but because we haven't proven it to you and we're going to change some stuff, it's a good answer. We're moving booster drafts from the main event of regional tournaments to our side events to give players a chance to explore this format. Each major regional will be a single constructed format from start to finish. Huge win. Absolutely incredible. They have made the correct decision. This is what we want. This is what we want. Thank you. We'll be working to support limited play at local game stores so the opportunities to enjoy these fun ways to play the UniVersus is available to all. Makes sense. Regional participants will receive coupons for free or discounted side events when they complete regional play. I think that if they do this, it's interesting. If they complete regionals play is interesting because it means that like you have to play all the rounds. Like you have to play every round in the tournament in order to get the thing, which means that they're actually losing money because they want you to drop and go play side events. That's what they want, right? Like if we take the cover off, the company makes more money if you do bad and go play a bunch of side events. They just do, because you spend more dollars for the side events, right? And so the fact that they are giving away, they're giving the I can't even find it. They're giving a coupons to make things cheaper for you, and you have to complete the regionals in order to get sick, or you receive coupons, but you have to complete the regionals. It's actually bad business for them, but very cool. And the booster draft is our biggest skill testing format. That's an interesting statement. Booster draft is our biggest skill testing format. I don't think that the word biggest is correct. I think constructed is a different skill. Biggest is such a weird word. Booster draft is our biggest skill testing format. It's a different skill, for sure. It's a different skill, but it's not the biggest. Nah, I would handshake across the aisle to whoever wrote this and say equally as big, right? Understanding our incredibly diverse meta of standard, and like playing that, it's another skill in a well-rounded skill set. Yeah, Daniel, I agree. And will be a key part of our World Championship tournament to cap the 2024. Makes sense. Hey, put booster draft into Worlds, where there's 64 players and let it happen. We have more announcements about side events and how you can participate in limited play at regionals and locally as the years go on. I mean, they better get on that. Next steps. Last year was a record-breaking year for organized play at UVS Games, with the single largest tournament in company history, as well as the largest pre-release of all time. This year is already off to a fantastic start, as Yu Yu Hakusho's launch weekend set a new record for launch weekends, and our first regionals qualifier season has seen more stores and events than ever before. To stay engaged with organized play throughout 2024, here's some steps you can take. Neat. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the article. First and foremost, huge win that the company listened, right? They heard us. They heard the customer, right? Because that's all we are. Of, hey, I don't want to travel to your events. If this is what organized play looked like, they heard that and went, we got you. We'll change it. I love the fact that they doubled down and said that we think that draft. Who was that? Cashy, thank you for the 15 months, man. We think that draft and limited play is good. We believe that, but we have not proven ourselves, and so we need to make side events happen first, so that you can see, we can have good faith, so that you want to play it as a regional, right? Which I think is completely and totally fair, right? Let them strut their stuff in a not as high stakes, environment, right? The fact that they are giving away, if you completed events, you get to have like the free vouchers. I think that this is a really, really cool thing to do. Hey, did you come and you play in the main event? Well, I want you to go play draft. So here is a free voucher for your first draft to be free. That's cool, right? Or half off or whatever, right? This is an easy way to take everybody on day 2 who didn't make it and have them all go play draft. Intelligent. Very, very smart. Yeah, I for one, I did not see a single negative thing in here when it comes to the actual announcements themselves, right? They've I guess the only thing that we get to see is potentially they changed the round time length is set back to 60 minutes for Swiss. They didn't change top cut times, did they? So for top cuts, it's still an hour, and they did not. Okay, so so top cut time is still where it is. I love that too. Guys, I think this is just a win overall. I don't see a single bad thing about this article. This looks great. This looks super, super good. But I would love to know your guys' opinions down in the comments down below. Does this make you excited for organized play? They updated the floor rules document today, but did not link it. Make sense? Yeah. I think that this covered everything perfectly. But if you have thoughts, let me know in the comments down below YouTube. And with that said, thank you very much for watching. As always, I wish you well.